everyone, thanks for tuning in to A Student's Perspective. If you like this episode, make sure to give it a comment, like, and share it. We're here today at the Pinnacle Awards at the Cohab Space for High Point Market 2021. We're going to be interviewing a few of the winners of tonight's event, so stay tuned, hang tight, and hopefully you enjoy today's episode. Hello everyone, right now we have Mandy, Mark, and Taylor. They have just won a Pinnacle Award tonight, so if you guys want to introduce yourselves a little bit, go one by one and tell everybody who you are.
I'm Mandy Shanahan, lead designer of Phillips Collection.
I'm Mark Phillips, CEO at Phillips Collection.
And I'm Taylor Johnson. I'm also a designer for Phillips Collection.
Well, congratulations again. I'm not sure if I introduced myself. I'm Jen, a student at Marywood. If you guys wanted to talk a little bit about what your award was for, the competition, just a little bit about that.
So we just won 2 awards. Our first award was in lighting for our onyx floor lamp, and then the next award was for accessories and our sculpted women. And Mark has a really good story about those.
We discovered wonderful material in Indonesia where the tectonic plates collide and stones splinter off, and they call these splinter stones. And in partnership with our local craftsmen, we were able to bring these fragments of collision to life in a beautiful, proud description of the laborers coming back from an end of the day with their hard work and their proud shoulders standing erect. And somehow we captured the spirit of it and the fancy of the judges, so we're quite pleased, honored.
Yeah, definitely. And we have the privilege, you actually gave us the tour of your showroom. That was yesterday, a couple days ago, High Point Blends. But regardless, it was really nice to see each of those pieces. Just in general, if you guys wanted to give a piece of advice, if you were a student self, if you wanted to go back, and what piece of advice maybe you wish you would have been given?
Well, speaking of, I gave you the tour earlier and spoke with you, and I feel like we have a lot in common with our interior architecture degrees and studying abroad in Italy and everything. And I would say, like I started at Phillips Collection as an intern, and I was cleaning images. And you don't always have to start at the top, but find the company that you want to work for and get in there and just work hard and try your best, and you will work your way into where you want to be.
Well, thank you. You guys have.
Well, I think you just have to go out there and try. Don't be afraid of failing, and sometimes the debris from a non-successful idea turns out to be what is really the inspiration and the piece you move forward with. So cherish the opportunity and go out there and try.
Thank you.
As Mark said, just go for it, and there's always room to grow no matter where you're at. So
Thank you. Every time I think any of us have had a conversation with any of you, you're all very humble and welcoming and very happy to talk to us and give us any advice that we need. So I really appreciate you guys coming here right now and giving us another little blurb of information. So again, congratulations. It's definitely amazing. I'm not surprised you guys have won an award. It was kind of awesome to see you walking over here. So yeah, thank you so much.
You guys were great, and you have the right idea and the right mindset. And it was great to work with you and see where your smiles occurred as you went through our show.
It's so exciting. I think like anywhere we turn, we're so happy to see something new, meet new people like yourselves, and just everybody has a different experience, a different background of where they came from, and I think that's all unique to each of us. So you never know who you're going to meet. So I appreciate what you just said, 'cause that means a lot coming
Great
from
to meet
somebody.
you,
Yeah.
future rock stars.
Thank you.
You'll be
You
up here
too.
for sure on your own.
Thank you.
So, hi, I'm Katie. I'm here with Christopher at the 2021 Pinnacle Awards. And could you tell us a little bit about the competition and your winning project?
I think when you design furniture, you find out coming into this industry, you have ideas that may not fit at the time. They get bounced along, they get shuffled back in papers, they get bounced along, they get put on the walls, and sometimes you have to fight for what you think is right. It may just be something that they're not accustomed to, they're not familiar with, and that's what this bed was. We knew it felt good. It didn't work with the collections we were doing at the time. And then when they pulled the trigger to get it done, that's when the team that I work with come on board and really engineer it. Because once it is on paper, once it's on sketch format, it has to become something that you can run in a factory over and over.
Great, that's great. Could you also introduce yourself to people watching?
The people?
The people.
Okay, my name is Christopher Sandomenico. I was born in upstate New York. Graduated in a fine arts degree, migrated into furniture design, and joined the furniture industry. Started in Chicago with a company named Schnade, which became Caracol, and I couldn't imagine doing anything different.
Great, and thank you, and congratulations on your award.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi everybody, I'm Bianca Van Carey. I'm here with Roger, who has just won a 2021 Pinnacle Award. Roger, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about the award as well?
Sure, I'm Roger Turnbull with Caracol, and we just won the 2021 Pinnacle Award for occasional storage, if I can say that in one word, which for us is a category that we have never even tried to compete in before. So it was fun that the design team, I wish I could take credit for it, but we have a great design team. And one of the designers who was with us previously started this concept. And it kind of continued on after they left, and we kept adding to it and reimagining it and worked on some patent protected characteristics that we used. So it kind of became alive on its own, handing down from designer to designer, and that's what teamwork is about.
Absolutely.
It's not the arrogance of I won, but it's the idea of creation that you generate as a community. So
It takes a village.
it does take a village.
It does.
And so it was a good
And this is how far it gets us.
Exactly.
Yes.
So it was a fun award to receive.
Yeah.
And we're excited.
Yeah, great. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the piece as well?
Yes, it has a printed spalted maple veneer wrapped on the entire frame. So we know Mother Nature can't always recreate the exact same thing. So we found a flit, which is a piece of veneer.
Okay.
We digitized that, put in our own color direction to it, created an organic feel, and then with our partners, with a patented process, printed that on a true maple veneer. So it is actually a maple veneer, but we created the visual effect of it.
Yeah.
So every time we make this, every time we sell it, it's going to be exactly the same thing for every customer. It has a double flip top, 2-door open, lots of storage functionality, little bar, mirror. It's just all the bells and whistles that when it stands by itself, it's a beautiful piece of art. But when you open it and use it, it's a great piece for a party.
Yes, that's wonderful. That's so amazing. So we do have a question for you personally and then your team as well. So if you were in our shoes and you were able to go back in time and give your student self a little bit of advice, what would that advice be?
Well, first of all, it was a cute shoe, so I wouldn't mind being in them.
Sounds good.
But the reality is, dream big.
Yeah,
Realize that what you have to give
absolutely.
may take some time,
Yeah.
to find its way through the system and find your place in your home. But no matter what you do, if it's in you, if it's your desire to create, then the return is seeing a piece come to life.
Right.
Whether or not it's a big seller, whether or not it wins the award, but seeing a little piece of yourself in a furniture that maybe be in someone's home.
Right.
That's who you have to cultivate. This isn't about money. This is about a passion that can turn into a good living. But my advice would be, understand the basics, know the limitations of the materials, and then find ways to explore different opportunities, different ways to work with things.
Absolutely. And just so we know for a student's perspective here, who is your team?
I'm with Pinnacle Furniture, so I have 3 designers that work with me. We have engineers, support staff on the clerical side, the quality control side, the purchasing side. It takes a village, and everybody contributes. The people that get to stand up here are the winners of the award, but their product never comes to life without all the help from everybody else.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Wonderful talking to you.
It's a pleasure.
Yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
And good luck to you in the future.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Hi, I'm Maya, and this is a Student's Perspective. I'm here with Mike Harris, who just won an award at the Pinnacle Awards, the fall 2021. And Mike, thank you for being here. Do you want to introduce your project and the award you just won?
Well, we won for Cascade, which was a modern collection. Traditionally, Hooker's has largely been known more as a traditional resource, and we really wanted to help broaden in our perspective and our offering to our customers. And we felt like contemporary and modern was an area we needed to get better at. And so we worked with the architect design group, a designer named Thor. He's a great guy. Has a real knack for that part of the world, and so we did a great job. He, along with our design team, worked up a project, and we're really happy with it.
Awesome. Do you want to explain your project a little bit more?
Well, we wanted something that had modern bones, very more contemporary feel to it, but we wanted it to be a little softer, a little easier to live with. And so we mixed a lot of elements into it with a glazed burlap and a little bit of a weathered oak. So it wasn't really clean lines and simple forms and hashings and different things that you might see in contemporary. We wanted to take a much more casual approach to it.
That's exciting. Well, I guess the big question is, if you could go back and tell your student self something that you wish you had known, what would it be?
Trust your instincts. You know, just everything starts from a point of inspiration. And just keep building on that inspiration. And it'll change, it'll evolve, it'll move, it'll shift, and just go. But at the end of the day, you got to trust your instincts.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too. Thank you. Hello everyone, I'm Vanessa and you're watching A Student's Perspective. I'm here with Wesley Mancini and he just won an award at the Pinnacle Awards 2020 at High Point Market. Hello Wesley, do you want to give a little introduction about yourself?
I'm a fabric designer. I've been designing textiles for over 40 years and I was fortunate to win the first inaugural Pinnacle Award for fabric design.
Do you want to tell a little bit about the competition and your product that made you win?
Competition has historically been about furniture design and the various categories for that. My particular design that won, I was one of, there's 4 finalists and 2 of them were my textiles.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
And the one that won is very handmade, basically it's done dot by dot to create an overall design. So each thread is manipulated by hand.
Very intentionally.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it wasn't computer.
No, it was all. Did you design it yourself and hand draft
Yes.
it? Okay. And do you want to tell a little bit about the competition and your competition? Was it a hard competition?
Well, we basically, because it was the first ever, you know, my industry doesn't really know about it. So I have no idea how many people applied. We have So I really don't know about the competition as far as my competitors, but the ones that were finalists, I knew one of them very well, really respected her work.
Okay, that's always good.
And the other one I just met this evening.
Okay. Well, congratulations. Having two of your pieces competing against each other to win is something great to brag about.
But it's not my style.
If you had any advice to give yourself as a student, if you were to go back in time to give yourself advice from now, what would it be?
Follow your passion, which I have, and create beautiful things. That's what I do.
That seems like you're doing good. You create beautiful things and follow your dreams. I think that's pretty good advice. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Maya. This is Students Perspective. We're here at High Point, North Carolina at the Pinnacle Awards. I'm here with College West. And hi, welcome. Congratulations on your award, first of all. That's super exciting. Or 2 awards. Really lucky. 2 awards here. Do you want to talk about the first project that you did and the award that you got and go into the second award that you got?
Yeah, so we had because it's a collaborative effort. You can ignite it, but there's always a team behind it. So we had the table, like the occasional table, and then also it's all about the balance of wood with upholstery and all that. So
Do you like to mainly work with wood?
it's always important to have that balance and to have not more, 2 elements.
That's good to know. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, if you could go back and talk to your student self, do you have any advice that you would give yourself?
Give myself?
Yeah.
I wouldn't give myself any advice, but I would give everybody else advice, which would be, or the memories I have as a student is that it's super important to listen to the professionals, the people that are in the field, and to have them guide you through the process. Myself, I've never been into furniture necessarily.
Oh, wow.
I was more into arts and painting.
Right.
And into 3-dimensional art. So from there, and it's all about that balance. It's all about
It goes hand in hand.
yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Oh, well, thank you for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thank
Congratulations
you.
again.
Hello, everybody. I'm here tonight with Landon Lane, who has just won an award tonight. If you want to go ahead and tell everybody who you are, a little bit background of yourself.
Okay, Landon Lane. I grew up in furniture. I did a lot of things. It was before I went back to school for furniture design at Appalachian State. I just graduated in May, and the piece of furniture that I won with the Pinnacle Award, it was my senior capstone. It's called the Delaney Lounge. It's a big barrel swivel. It's a chair and a half.
Okay.
It's pretty low to the ground. It's super comfortable. It was an upholstered piece that with like a walnut cap, and it's really cool.
Sounds beautiful.
Yeah. I read to my kids. So I have it in our bedroom, and I read to my kids before bedtime.
That's amazing.
I get both of them in there.
Yeah.
I got a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old.
Okay, so was this a competitive process for you, or was it just you were in your own drive, kind of just making this piece, and then it ended up
Making it? Well, so I had an internship at the time with an upholstery company, and I'd done some upholstery that summer, and so I'd actually done a lot of upholstery just in the factory, just learning the process. Right. And so I was like, I want to make a piece, I want to make a big, comfortable thing that I can have my kids in.
So they join you in this, like you're all able to kind of.
Oh, we all get in it.
Amazing.
It's a big piece.
That's okay.
So yeah, it's real big, and so I wanted to make something, but I like exposed hardwoods. I like the beauty in the grain.
The grain, yes, absolutely.
And so I went out and I found a big piece of walnut, like featured walnut, and I put that together, I mean, it was a whole process putting it together. I framed it out, and then the hard part was actually like patterning everything out.
Okay.
So patterning out the fabric because there's some curves in there.
Right.
There's just a lot going into a big piece, fully upholstered piece.
Okay, and how long did it take to approximately make this and get it into actual?
Well, so having never, I had done an upholstery piece before, but it was fairly simple.
Okay.
But
yeah, this is definitely a big thing.
I mean, it was, yeah. I mean, from design to, it was a whole semester from design to completion.
Right.
But honestly, the longest process and most difficult part was the patterning.
Okay.
Just because I used a CAD program to cut out the frame.
Okay.
And I fit that all together, and then I hand sanded this giant piece of walnut.
Okay.
Like I'd cut it up and I glued it together, and then I capped it, and then hand sanded it because I didn't know how else to do it.
Right.
And then I took it down to the factory and I started patterning it out and just getting the seat right.
Yeah.
Figuring out the springs and all these things along the way that so many little details you have to figure out that you may not be aware of.
Yeah.
And so.
And I guess that is a part of the design process. It's just the tiny little details that someone may be sitting on it not thinking about, but yeah, you have to think about the nitty gritty.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm a fairly versatile. I liked. Let's see, what's the word? I guess I can fix stuff on the fly pretty well.
Okay, yeah.
Like if there's a problem, it's like, well, it's gonna take, another 20 hours to do this.
Yeah.
Or you could just alter it a little bit like this and
forward thinking,
it'll be
that's
done.
Awesome.
Well, some flexibility.
Okay.
Flexibility and especially, so I was also designing this piece, I wanted it to be something that would be, could be a production piece.
Mm-hmm.
So I was making it like you would a production upholstery piece. And so, when you're in like a factory manufacturing setting, you always got to be thinking about, you have to be price conscious.
Mm-hmm.
And so if something starts to, take 20 hours to make, or be really expensive,
Yeah.
so you got to, you have to adjust. You have to be flexible,
right?
So that you make a product that sells and makes money.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Brings benefit to everyone. So.
And how was the iterative process with this? Did you kind of go in knowing already what you wanted to do, or did it constantly change? How was that for you?
I had an idea. Like I knew I wanted like something big and swivelly, and I had a lot of sketches. I had a lot of renderings, and there's I was a little disheartened at times because there was some garbage in there.
Yeah.
But as designers, like any good designer will tell you, you have to really wade through a lot of garbage to find that nugget of gold.
Absolutely.
And so there was a lot of that, and it helps to have somebody to bounce ideas off of too. My classmates were invaluable. I just love working with a team.
And being in a studio space, it's wonderful to be able to just speak out loud, be able to talk about ideas going back and forth.
Absolutely.
I'd agree.
Absolutely. And I like being a part of a team too, just working together, collaborating, just bouncing ideas, and it's fun. And, but also, because anybody who just does something all by themselves, they're not going to be able to create something as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and someone can mention an idea, and then you add to that idea, and then it just becomes this wonderful thing. So I agree with you, because it just keeps growing off one another, and that has no harm in that. So I'd agree. And you have recently been a student. You just graduated.
I graduated in May.
Okay, so if you want to, just a question that we usually ask our guests, if you were to be a student again, which you very recently were, what's a piece of advice you would give yourself?
I've always known, stay curious. Stay curious. Always learn from every experience.
Okay.
Even the bad experiences, you can learn, well, this sucks.
Yeah.
I know that this is, so I did an internship at a big company.
Right.
And they're a wonderful company, but I was like, well, the thing I don't like about big companies is it's about tape, and it's just, you're kind of confined to just doing what they tell you to do.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, I'm not going to get all dumps about it, but I just know that I want to work for a smaller company.
Okay.
So always look to learn, find a lesson, whatever you're doing, whether you're picking up trash or just
anything.
I've done a lot of garbage jobs, and there's always something to learn.
It's always a learning curve, yeah.
Always something to learn.
Thank you. That's wonderful advice, actually, because I think that's very driving for anybody. That's
a lot of times, students, you might be doing a summer job and you're like bagging groceries, or you're like, well, I'm not doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it really is important. Like, you're young. You're 20, in your early 20s or mid 20s. It's never you are learning something. You are doing well. If you're out there, if you're hustling, if you're not hustling, if you're trying.
Yeah.
If you're working, if you're going to work, if you show up, like that's 90% of it.
Yeah.
And you're going to learn something, and so that's
awesome. Thank you. Yeah. Well, thank you for stopping by. Congratulations again.
Thanks.
This is Landon for everyone watching.
Landon.
Thank you again so much. And it was a pleasure talking to you. You've given some wonderful advice.
Well,
thank you. Of course. That's my pleasure for sure. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Bianca.
I'm Vanessa.
I'm Katie.
I'm Maya.
And I'm Jen.
And thank you for watching
A Student's Perspective.